The representatives of Karabakh and Azerbaijan held a meeting during the weekend. As a result, an agreement was reached that the only pipeline supplying gas to Karabakh should operate uninterruptedly, and the only high-voltage power line supplying electricity to the country should be restored. There is no official information on who represented Karabakh at the meeting. However, according to our information, Karabakh President Aray Karutyunyan himself, an official from the Security Council and another from the National Security Service took part in it. This is the first meeting between the representatives of Karabakh and Azerbaijan after the closing of the Lachin corridor on December 12 last year. The meeting took place one day after the dismissal of Karabakh State Minister Ruben Vartanyan. There is a prevailing opinion among experts and politicians in Armenia and Karabakh that Aray Karutyunyan dismissed Vartanyan from his position at the demand of Ilham Aliyev. The president of Azerbaijan has repeatedly stated that he believes businessman Ruben Vartanyan has been sent from Russia, and Azerbaijan will negotiate with Stepanakert only if Karabakh is not represented by Vartanyan, but by an official born and raised in Karabakh. Ruben Vartanyan, who has increased his wealth to $1 billion in Russia, was appointed as state minister in Karabakh 4 months ago after he renounced his Russian citizenship and moved to Karabakh, declaring that he has come to help the country in a desperate situation. After the meeting of the representatives of Karabakh and Azerbaijan, Armenian media reported that the Lachin corridor will be opened soon. The authorities of Armenia and Karabakh are being harshly criticized for fulfilling Aliyev's demand. There are fears in society that other demands of Aliyev will also be fulfilled one by one. The self-proclaimed Azerbaijani eco-activists have been keeping the only road connecting Karabakh to Armenia and the world closed for about 80 days now with false environmental claims. Although the International Court of Justice in The Hague applied an interim measure deciding that Azerbaijan should ensure the free movement of people, vehicles and goods through the Lachin corridor, Azerbaijan still keeps it closed. The humanitarian crisis for 120,000 people living in the country is still ongoing. Residents of Karabakh buy basic necessities with coupons. Due to the fuel crisis, schools were closed for a long time and only reopened after the weather warmed up. Only humanitarian cargo accompanied by Russian peacekeepers and Red Cross vehicles transporting patients in need of urgent medical care or people who have been forcibly separated from their families for months can pass through the Lachin corridor now. These days, in Armenia, Karabakh and all over the world, tributes are paid to the victims of mass massacres in Sumgait, which was the third city with the largest Armenian population in Soviet Azerbaijan. 35 years ago, hundreds of Armenians were brutally killed in Sumgait and thousands were forcibly displaced. In the United States, Armenian youth held a protest blocking the street of the embassy of Azerbaijan. They called on President Biden to stop assistance to Azerbaijan and to prevent the second genocide of Armenians, which Aliyev intends to carry out in Karabakh. A meeting with the participation of the leaders of Armenia and Azerbaijan with the mediation of the President of the European Council, Charles Michel, is planned in Brussels. The exact date of the meeting has not been specified. Last time Pashinyan and Aliyev met in Munich with the mediation of Antony Blinken, Secretary of State of the United States of America. At the beginning of March, Pashinyan will visit Germany, where he will have a number of meetings with Chancellor Olaf Scholz and other German officials.